To present another review of the Meccan Shawl, I am delighted to invite Miss Ambikai Divakalala Forman. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her.
Before I start, ஐயா சித்திக் பாவா உங்களுக்கு மனமார்ந்த நன்றிகள். உங்களோட மாதிரியான சொத்துக்களும் ஆசீர்வாதங்களும் நிறைந்த சமமாக நாங்கள் இருப்பது எமது பாக்கியமாக கருதுகின்றேன். வணக்கம், ஐபோவான், and good evening to you all. And before I get into my actual business, hope Hanifa sir is watching this or going to watch this. Pranams to Hanifa sir. The name SLM.Hanifa, his work and its English version add a special hue to this evening. It is a great pleasure to see all of you gathered here to make it even more special. I believe it would be appropriate to express our gratitude to the publishers at Ghazal and Jaffna Monitors for organizing this at a time when reading and its virtues have been forgotten for so long. Their effort to make a prominent Sri Lankan Tamil author's work known to the world is certainly commendable and praiseworthy. I received this book, The Meccan Shawl, from Mr. Sabri when I was at Campbell Grounds watching a football match. He mentioned that the book launch would be at the Olympic Auditorium. Literature and sports. Interesting. Enjoying or maybe wondering about the connection, as I always love the natural flow of the moments of life, I quietly sat at my reading corner at home with a hard copy of the English version and the PDF of the original words from Hanifa sir. I would like to take a glance at the Sri Lankan Tamil literature before I delve into the Meccan Shawl. Roots of Tamil literature in Lanka, tracing back to the Sangam period, reflects the rich cultural heritage and historical experiences of Tamil-speaking communities in Sri Lanka. On the historical note, 200 to 300 years before the Common Era, the journey begins. The prominent poets like Ilathu Pudatavanar. The period of Jaffna Kingdom during the medieval era enhances it further. Then the influence of colonialism reflected in the themes of the literary work. The 20th century saw a broader perspective of the writers. Gradually, the literary work of the modern writers witnessed significant socio-political changes in the nation. Themes like identity, existence, freedom, and rights speak a lot. The minorities began to voice out regarding their issues. Modern writers like SLM.Hanifa sir are realists as well. The writings not only preserve the Tamil language and culture, but also serves as a medium for social commentary and political expression. On the other hand, Sri Lankan English literature is a vibrant and multifaceted literary realm that intimately represents the intricate cultural, historical, and socio-economical tapestry of the people of Sri Lanka. A heritage intricately entwined with colonialism, with the diverse of races, and the unrest happened post-independence period. The English literature serves as a profound investigation of topics around identity, belonging, and the essence of humanity itself. Sri Lankan English literature captivates its readers with its unparalleled viewpoints and narrative depth, and it encompasses a wider range of work from modern treasures to timeless masterpieces. So here, the Tamil being translated into English is another flavor, I should say. The sense, tone, terminologies, and consistency are the key factors to be maintained to provide a translated version. Professor Ashokan, Professor Sivasagaram, and Mrs. Pasmila, and their work is well known. Everybody, we all know about it. But this is something special, I should say. Usually the reviews of translations are meant to be judging the work and its success. But I'm here to share my experience of reading both the versions. I'm definitely not interested in weighing anything. I'm going to share my experience. Having these in the background, I look at the Meccan Shawl. Half a century after the publication of Meccan Shawl, the title The Meccan Shawl gives a special connect to the region and its people despite the translation. The blurb by Professor Nuhman says it all. He says, the culture and the language of Hanifa stories are highly regional and rural, which are challenging for any translator. However, the translators of these stories tried their best to produce a near equivalent text in the target language without losing the spirit of the stories. Having said that, Hanifa says Tamil eloquence raises eyebrows. The rich vocabulary and the way they are woven are unique and smoothly spontaneous. His words of imagination and ideas many decades ago now have been translated into English. Yet we are able to feel the emotions and the characters despite the differences of the time we are living in and the ideologies we are dealing with. The effort put in by Professor Asokan, Professor Sivasagaram, and Ms. Pasmila would undoubtedly delight any reader who belonged to the minorities. Their service from Fence to the Hunt, the 15 short stories in the book, has traced the pulse of the original work. As I completed reading the short stories, first in Tamil and then in English, I was able to feel the natural flow in the target language. The original and the translation maintained the same nuances and depth. The translators have completed their service as co-creators, taking the readers through a recreated narration. As you all are aware of the short stories, the short story, they have their unique characteristics. The plot, characters, theme, through which a message is given to the reader. Further, the short story writers have an originality based on their social, economical, cultural, and political historical backgrounds. Here in Lanka, being a minority plays an important hue on any creation, I should say, especially fiction and poems. Said to be his best creation. The story talks about a Sri Lankan village that is depicted with its unique stance on dignity, honor, and human relationships. As a reader, I could feel the scenes, characters, and the local background. I loved it from the beginning. Thambi, Mamaniva, Nyabagam Irikada, Merne. And in English it goes as Thambi, Mamanifa, do you remember Misa? These two characters take us through the entire story, which begins with the reminiscence of a fight that has taken place 30 years back. A fight for the Meccan Shawl. Yes, the fight in Makkathu Chalvai happened decades ago, but it is very freshly recreated in the Meccan Shawl, the translated version. அது எப்பவோ நடந்த விளையாட்டு நேற்று போல இதுதான் இருக்குது நெஞ்சில் அப்படியே ஈரமாக. The translation goes as, the fight happened so long ago, but it is still fresh in my heart as it happened just yesterday. The story continues as, in those days, the fragrance of the impending Hajj celebration would start wafting in the air 3 or 4 days prior to the holy day itself. The time and the atmosphere slowly imprinted in the mind of the reader without breaking the nuance of the original version, the Tamil version. It's beautifully written. You all should read the Tamil first and then only come to the, hopefully you all have read, maybe I'm the last person to read the Tamil and then coming to the English maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. But anyway, if you all not have read that, please read the Tamil version first, then come to the English, without breaking the nuances in the original. The traditional delicacies accompanied by tea in a local hotel give you the vivid picture, same as in the original. The celebration mode switches into the fight mode within seconds. Nuhu Thambi, with a physique like an ebony tree, enters the story as well as the fight area. The crowd gathered is moved by his buffed chest, arms like fine swords, attitude, and confidence. Ahmad Lebbe, the other character, is ready to encounter this strong man. The winner of this game will be given a cluster of plantains as the prize and will be honored by the draping of the Meccan Shawl. The village head announces over here. Here enters the center of the story, also the scenery which is going to decide the winner. The fight is as fierce as the fighters. The entire scene of the traditional stick fight is beautifully portrayed as if we are watching a movie with the same emotions and spirit. When Annavi is hit by the silver pigeon of Nuhuthambi's stick, there is a hullabaloo, and it goes on like that, for quite a long time. Both the parties are fighting, and it is like a pre-planned fight among the communities or among the parties. The social strata decide the victory. The drama staged make Annaviar the winner. The plantains and the Meccan Shawl, they were given to him, and he is the winner over there. The war and the aftermath of the war shatter the village. Once a vibrant village stays quiet and very grave. The return of Nuhuthambi after 3 decades takes the story to another angle. Nuhuthambi wants to get the Meccan Shawl back. Somehow or the other, he wanted to get it back. The 2 lads, who are 70 years young at heart, enter the ring to fight again. I'm missing quite a long portions in between. I'm giving you the salient points only over here. But this time, the encounter was different. The experience, wisdom, and personal perspectives decide the flow of the fight and the winner too. Finally, Nuhuthambi is honored by the draping of the Meccan Shawl. So the story ends here, something like that, with a reminiscence of a fight, and then finally the loser is getting the sacred Meccan Shawl. Both the Tamil and English versions have the same nuances till the end. The linguistic choices and the storytelling style of Hanifa sir is well understood by the translators. The portrayal of the characters is consistent. The characters are and their names to give us a flavor of the locality. The conversations between them are quite casual as the original. The plot and the placing in the original are correctly pictured in the target language too, and the atmosphere in which the story is set is also equal in both the versions. The flashback and the present scenes are quite beautifully brought in the translation. Hanifa's style is almost present, and the impression he wants to bring into the reader's mind is also it's well balanced in the English version. Vocabs like little rascals for Talayala Tiruchadhal widen the smile, I should say. The terms that are special to Muslim community like Assalamualaikum, Salam, Musaba, Azhar, Wapa, Subo, and the vocabs like Annaviyar for the region and the Thambi in Tamil language kept the story intact with the original. Altogether, the sense, tone, terminologies, and consistency in the original and the targeted language have maintained the same rhythm. As I finished reading both the versions of the short stories, Tamil and English, all 15 stories, beautifully written, beautifully translated, I couldn't see any difference. From the first story, The Fence, to the last story, The Hunt, I had the same satisfaction as of reading the Meccan Shawl. So, while thanking the translators of this collection, Professor Asogan, Professor Sivasagaram, and Ms. Pasmila of this short story collection, I would like to place a request to the publishers: serve us more, make us happier. Thank you.